Hello everybody. Thought I'd make a video here, a little bit about ham radio, what it takes to get your license, and a little bit about the radio equipment that I have. Start with, I got my license in December. It is now July, so I'm a fairly new ham operator myself. Started out, I bought a book. You'll need the book to study. You get the book from ARRL website, which is American Radio Relay League, or Amazon. I got this book here you'll need to study to pass and get your technician license. This book is good through June of 2018. It has the questions and the answers to the test. But to learn more about the radio, how to operate it, how to work on radios to a certain extent, pretty useful book. It has a lot of stuff in it, a lot of pictures. I'll try to flip through it here. Well, I'm flipping pretty fast, but I was trying to find a few pictures. So there's diagrams and different things. Pretty good book, a real good book. It's a pretty thick book. I got the book for $20 on Amazon. Studied that book for about a month, went and passed the test, got my license. In the book is 400 questions with the answers. So I highlighted the answers to every one of them. I went back, I studied the book quite a bit and read the book, tried to learn all I could about radio, ham radio. Learned quite a bit. So then went and took the test, passed it. I missed 2 questions. There's 400 questions in the book, but on the test there's only 35, I believe. And you got to get 26 right. I missed 2 questions. So started out talking on the old Yazoo 230R, made in 1983. Works great. I talked everywhere on it. Started out with this old power supply I picked up on eBay. This radio puts out 25 watts when transmitting. This power supply was shutting down. So I went and bought this power supply from Radio Shack. It was $69. They were closing the store, so it's on clearance, so I got it for $20. Actually $21. So this old power supply puts out 13 amps. The new one puts out 19 amps. So then I upgraded, started having some problems out of this radio. The mic is not working properly. This is a Yazoo 2900 2-meter radio. Talk on 2 meters. 144 megahertz to 148 megahertz. Which you can talk on 2 meters with a technician license. The whole radio is a heat sink to keep it cool. But I want to put a fan on it anyway. This fan come out of the back of a computer power tower. I mounted a wire mesh put around the radio. It's running now off that old power supply. And got some grease on my finger. I just changed my brake pads on my truck. Anyway, it runs off the old power supply. My radio runs off the new power supply. Yazoo 2900 has 8 memory banks. In each memory bank you can store 200 channels. No one needs that many, I don't believe. But I can hit 20 or 30 repeaters in my area. I've talked a long way. I live in East Tennessee. I've talked all the way to South Carolina. Different places. I've talked everywhere. I got all the frequencies programmed in. To program the radio is real simple. I didn't even use the owner's manual. I watched about 3 or 4 YouTube videos. Explained it all. In addition to the channel showing you the frequency, a YouTube video showed me how to name each frequency, so you know where you're talking at. This is Sevier County, Rogersville, Johnson City, Bean Station, Holston Mountain, Bristol, Mount Mitchell repeater, my favorite. It's on Mount Mitchell, North Carolina, 6,600 feet up. That's how high it is. That repeater's been there since the early 70s. So I talk everywhere since I got my license. It's a real good hobby. Also have a Baofeng handheld UV5R. Chinese made, very hard to program. Haven't figured it out yet. I got a guy that's going to help me with some software to program it with software called Chirp, which I can't use on my computer. I'm having trouble. I'm missing a driver on my computer. Anyway, got my license on the wall. They'll give you a license and a billfold size to carry. Here in my ham shack, you don't need a whole lot. Just a power supply and a radio is all you need, and an antenna. And just an old desk I picked up, pretty scarred up, but who cares? I'm not picky. My antenna I got on eBay from this guy. There's his website. His call sign KB9VBR. He makes those antennas. There's a picture of the J-pole antenna on the business card. $30 for the antenna. Then I had to buy the coax cable to run to the antenna. Don't know what I paid for that. It wasn't a whole lot. So anyway, here in my ham shack, I had a Harley Davidson trading cards from 1992, never opened. Put them in a picture frame. I don't have a Harley Davidson, but I do have a Yamaha. Anyway, that's what that is. So when talking on the radio, I keep a call log. I log down whoever I talk to, their name, the frequency I talk to them on, their call sign, the date I talk to them. You're not obligated to do this. I think it's pretty interesting to do. You can always look back and look at who you've talked to and things like that. So I'll see if I can make a contact or two. And
any way of writing anything down, so I don't really. 2IQ repeater.
that is the repeater talking. Anyone new to ham radio, I'll explain about what a repeater is. That repeater is a pretty good ways off. I put the frequency into that repeater and I talk, and the repeater hears my signal and sends it out further away and other people hear it. That's how I can talk to South Carolina here from East Tennessee. So that's what a repeater is. So if you want to talk one radio just straight to another radio, that's called simplex. Talking on simplex. From one radio to another, you and a friend can agree on what frequency you're going to talk on and tune to that frequency and talk. But we'll see if we can make a contact. KM4 ZMZ, Morristown, Tennessee. Also, this pretty good radio. Mic has buttons on it, and got this radio for $184 on eBay. Darn good radio. A lot of good reviews on it. Excellent radio. As far as transmitting power, it'll put out 5 watts, 10 watts, 30 watts, or 75 watts, which is a lot. The old Yazoo here puts out 25 watts max. A YouTube video I watched it, he thought it was the only 2-meter radio that put out 25 watts. You really don't need that much. 5 or 10 watts is really all you need. KM4 ZMZ, Morristown, Tennessee. We don't want to give our call sign and just go away. Someone might be trying to get to the radio to come back to us. So we'll wait here a couple seconds. I tried this frequency earlier. It's a Saturday evening. Everybody must be out with their family, out eating or out mowing the yard or something. Nobody's on the radio. KM4 ZMZ, Morristown, Tennessee.
KE4CCB repeater system.
When you hear that, you know you hit the repeater. The radio's working. I hit the repeater. My signal did go out. Now my fan's vibrating. That's a pretty good idea I had there. Take that fan out of a computer power tower. It runs off of 12 volts, which I run off that power supply, as I said earlier, but don't want to make the video too long.
Doing well. So we'll talk again.
Just want to make a contact here while I was making the video.
Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Okay, WHJGS, WA4.
KM4 ZMZ. So I hit that repeater. That means my radio's working. Just ain't no one listening. Also, this radio, you push a button, it'll scan. It'll scan through all my frequencies I have programmed in. If someone's talking, it'll stop on that channel. Just like that.
W3HN. You know, one of the unseen forces, particularly in a lot of the
Those guys have been carrying on a conversation for about 45 minutes now, and I didn't want to interrupt them. KM4 ZMZ. So anyway, that's pretty much what it's like. Gets pretty busy on here sometimes. There's net check-in, what you call, pretty much almost every night of the week on some repeater frequencies. Where they check in, they log your name down where you're at. They keep a record of it in case of an emergency. And power goes out, cell phones go down. They have a list of everybody that talks on the ham radio and what area. So anyway, I like to have made a contact for you, but don't want to make the video too long. But my radio does work. So anyone want to get into ham radio, just get the book, study. The first level is a technician's license. Another book you study for your next level, which is called General, which opens up more frequencies for you to talk on. And then third level is Extra, which is pretty in-depth. Different book for that, but it is really in-depth. I will get my General license one day. I may never get my Extra license, but anyway, thank y'all for watching.